Ratios are a comparison of two different items. In this particular example, we're going to compare the amount of x's to the amount of circles that we have. So if I count them up, I should notice that there are 4 x's to 12 circles. You can write this ratio in 3 different ways. You can write it as I did here. You can write it in a very common way with your colon, or you can write it as a fraction, which is probably the least common way. These 2 ways would be the most common that we'll use in 6th grade. I want you to pay attention to these numbers 4 to 12. If you really think about what that means, the numbers 4 and 12 are actually connected. If you take a look at the 4 x's, you should know that 4 and 12 are connected by multiplication and division. 4 actually goes into 12 3 different times. Therefore, I can see that there are 3 times as many circles as there are x's. What you can do with this is actually look for common factors. Since 4 and 12 both share 4, but they also share 2, I'm going to show you how you can write an equivalent ratio with a picture to go with it. I'm going to see if I can take both of these numbers and just shrink them down by cutting them in half. And it looks like I can because they're both even. So if I cut 4 in half, I'm going to be left with 2 x's. And if I cut these 6 circles in half, I'm just going to take that top row. I'm left with a ratio of 2 to 6, which is actually equivalent to 4 to 12. It's half as many on both sides. If I look at these numbers 2 and 6, I can actually go even more simple. They both share 2 as a factor. So if 2 goes into 2 one time, I can actually make this, I can cut this number in half, and I can cut my circles in half, giving me a ratio of 1 to 3. So 4 to 12, 2 to 6, and 1 to 3 are 3 equivalent ratios. The special ratio of all of them is this one, 1 to 3, and that is called the unit rate. The unit rate is any time a ratio is at its simplest form and it involves one of the sides having the number 1.